Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back with some more NTW 3 action for you today. And it is already getting underway is the action, very much so. There's so much cavalry action going on. I can hear some going off in here, I think, going on. There's someone shouting in here. Grouchy's got some cavalry in here. But yeah, you can see the HRE is actually routing a lot of this Iranian cavalry here and French cavalry off the field. So I've only just started, and you can see that the HRE and I think the Austrians, various other like factions, the Prussians as well, it seems, all pushing forward. They're all trying to get rid of this cavalry here. You can see the Austrians going in here with some hussars, going after some Iranian cavalry. But yes, we have 3 French armies here today, I believe. We have 18-2, 18-14. We have obviously Iran here as an ally, and I believe we also have, oh my gosh, look at that, all of the French stuff appearing. I believe there's a different Spanish army, 1809 to 1812. There you go. That is the other one. And they are fighting today the HRE, Austria, Prussia 1806, and also I believe Russia, the Lifeguards, 1812. So you can see lots of cavalry fighting going on here already. Iran has some pretty strong cavalry though, so hopefully they can turn this battle around. You can see they are starting to rout a lot of this stuff over here. And they should be able to rout these guys, I would imagine. There's just some Chevalets there getting routed. So big cavalry fights going on early game. I mean, it looks like the HRE still got a lot of his cavalry. He's got light dragoons all the way over here. He's like run into the main French army over here, because the French army for 1809, 1812 is huge. Look at all this infantry that's here. They've got to face the Lifeguards though of Russia, so I mean, it's an elite army. As we've got some men running, it would seem. Austria, whoa, a big unit here. Look at this grassy unit, 99 men is running. I'd certainly be running that down if I was given the chance. The French need to hold their fire. They're going to be friend firing each other otherwise. You can see here they go. The Iranians going in. They're going to run down this unit, make sure it's gone for good. We've got some hussars here as well. Yeah, that's a big win there for the French, who are fighting against the Austrians. But yeah, I don't know where. So I mean, the other French army was just here. It would seem it just appeared here. What's running on top of this hill? Some more hussars. Okay. So yeah, I mean, the French look like they are setting up. I can hear the drums and the pipes going, but they're still a little way off. We've got some Grenadiers Swiss here.
Our men are running, sir.
And the red coats of the Swiss. Well, looks actually pretty nice, that uniform. But it looks like, I mean, it doesn't look like any line battles are going to start just yet. We've had like a few cavalry scurries anyway. But if you're enjoying seeing NTW3 on the channel and would like to see some more, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe as if you're new around here. And as always, leave a comment to show your support. It's always appreciated. And yeah, this one was sent in by a member of the Discord. So if you'd like to join the Discord to send in your own battle replays, whether it's NTW3 or whatever else, feel free to do just that. The link is down below in the description.
Sir, our general is
under attack. Okay, so the Austrian general here is under fire. Don't know why I was thinking Swiss, because we're looking at Swiss Grenadiers, I think. But it looks like Austria here is going to be facing one of the Spanish armies, like one of the Spanish expedition armies by the French. It looks like the other. Looks like Iran probably will be facing. No, it looks like this other French army is going to face Prussia. Though it looks like it's moving to face the HRE instead. Maybe they're thinking they can take both on, and Iran's going to sort of be like a support. I don't know what infantry they brought. The armies kind of disappeared into the fog of war. But I presume they brought mainly cavalry because that's what they're strong in. They have some pretty good infantry, but nothing like amazing. We've got some 5-pounders up here. Men with some weird looking top hats. Looking glorious though. Looking glorious. Let's have a little volley from the guns. Sound of the guns going off across the battlefield. Beautiful. Got some cavalry pretty deep in enemy territory here. I mean, this is kind of between two armies here. This French chasseur here has actually got a large unit, 44 men, 45 men in fact. Kind of, yeah, in behind the Prussians and the Austrians. They could certainly maybe use that to their advantage, maybe get in behind and then go for generals or artillery later.
Dead, sir.
Entire unit is dead. Oh, so they've just been running down something. I wonder what they just killed. Oh, is it that cuirassier unit, I wonder? Whether they were running that down. Certainly, I would say if I was Austria, I'd be wanting to use this hill to like my maximum ability. Like, this is a big hill. Like, They have artillery on top. As you can see here, they're falling back infantry to allow the artillery to fire. And I'd certainly want to use that. I'd probably like have my line come back on an angle to keep this hill like in use as much as possible. Also, they're going to have to be defensive with the cavalry because I think they lost their big cuirassier unit early on, over 100 men. They've only got the chevalier left. I mean, what are they facing? They're facing some chasseurs of their own, so nothing like too strong yet, but there is probably more still to arrive. The French, maybe. They've got some more chasseurs over that side. I don't know. Maybe they haven't. Oh, over here. Look at this. Here we go. HRE going in already on the French. All going off here. HRE really going in. I mean, they kind of have to rely on numbers to the HRE, not quality. The line battle is getting underway here. See, Iran's also getting involved. Looks like you can see that they haven't got their flank sorted out over this side, the French, so HRE are able to just spill on round. The Iranians now in here challenging the HRE. Looks like the Iran's going to lose that fight. Yeah, the Hussars of the HRE have routed the Iranians there. Another unit coming in though. And it's all going off over here. The HRE now battling off and in here with a brutal line battle. Let's have a volley. These guys always look like they've got like sort of like fireman hats on. It looks like Prussia's also getting involved as well, sending in some cavalry. Some cuirassiers here of his own going in, and they're going after some of this line infantry. It's very bunched up. France bringing up more stuff here. They really caught France on the march. Like they weren't fully set up. There are units now routing. We've got some Swiss infantry routing, some more line infantry. They might return. More infantry here. A huge rout here by the French. This is devastating. The French, like ally, the other like French army here, the 1812 one, needs to get a move on and get up to the front line, support their ally. Because if they can squeeze the HRE out here before like Russia comes in, just like because Russia's been quite slow, they could certainly do a lot of damage. Now, this is the rest of the 1812 armies here. They're just busy running business over in this side.
Our men are running, sir.
But it looks like Austria's also got some issues of their own. It looks like the French have sent in some chasseurs, and they've got in after some Landwehr, it seems. Not the greatest targets, but I mean, not a bad idea. They're damaging this flank, but it looks like the Chevalier can help rout them. We've got some Poles here. That's awesome to see. We'll go back to the center where it's all going off. You can see the HRE now getting involved in a lot of fighting here. We've got the French now doing their bit. We have the silent muskets for some reason, but as always, great to see them here. But I mean, the French are certainly going to be a bit overstretched. They're facing not Austria, HRE, facing Prussia, and they're also kind of facing the Russians. What I'm going to say. Why I was calling them the French? Don't know. But yeah, you can see this is going to be a rough one. I mean, 1809, 1812 France has got a lot of troops. Just so much infantry. I don't think they brought any cav. Or if any, like very little. Maybe Iran went all cav. And then 1812, France decided to just go all infantry. Might be the case. We're going to have a volley here. There's the silent muskets going off. I hate this bug that goes with NTW3 sometimes. There we go. Hear the sound of the drums again. There we go. The musket fire is going off again. There we go. Just a slight intermittent. There we go. The glorious musket fire off and away again. Artillery looks like it's going to try and set up here. I mean, this could be a little dangerous. We need to fall back their Jaegers if we're going to do this. Le Lupfeld Jaeger Corps. Very nice. French trying to set up, but they're not really set. I mean, they just need to set up, and then they can just like get on with it. Like if they keep like messing around, they're just gonna get more and more casualties racked up. They just need to, well, yeah, set up properly. What is going on there? I don't know. The French over on this side still dallying around as well, setting up. Prussians taking a full advantage. And over on this side, looks like the full line battle's underway a bit. The French, what are the French doing? This is not a good setup. Dueling it out now with the guard of Russia over here. And here, cavalry coming in. We've got cavalry in here, so it's just chasseurs in here, but I mean, most of the guardians I can imagine can form square, so I mean, this is probably isn't anything too scary. There's carabiniers in here, some really elite cav. So clearly 1812 cav, like army has brought cav. Over on this side, the line battles also starting to rage. Austria and France starting to duel it out here. France on this side managed to form an actual line. It would seem the other side, like they seem to be gallying around, can't make a decision where they're going to fight. Got the Polish infantry in here now. Well, they're doing quite a lot of damage to these Austrians. And you don't, yeah, look what's going on here. Like the French just getting pushed back already. They're already giving ground, leaving like isolated units like this. Why are they leaving this whole like this Dutch line just to sacrifice? You should have fallen back with everything else. There we go. This brave unit's got to hold on. He's going to get gunned down now by the Prussians. The execution from the Prussians should surely be swift and brutal. I like these uniforms. I like the green. I don't know why. Not very Prussian though. Here we go. They just gunned down some of their own troops, I think. I don't know what they're doing there. Oh, we've got Iranian cav coming in though. I did not see this. I was too busy paying attention to these fabulous uniforms. And we've got Iranian cavalry in here, and they might rout these Prussians. They might do a lot of damage here. Like these Prussians are also like going to be in square, but they're getting gunned down as well by this Dutch infantry unit. And in fact, the Iranians are being forced back. There you go. I think the Iranians have brought all cav. I can't see a single Iranian infantry. French working their way up the right-hand side of the hill, though. Got 1812 over here.
Our men are running, sir.
Don't know why he's in squares, though. He needs to get out of his squares. Yeah, there's cavalry threatening him, but only maybe the one on the flank form square. Looks like here Russia has just routed France. France has already scattered like across the battlefield. This is a very, very fast-paced one. Line infantry here just devastated. Over on this side, this seems like the only side that France is doing relatively well. I mean, Austria has so many troops here in reserve. They should just start to flank them round, go this way, and then you can just throw in France. Like, this French army is just like pretty fixated on this one flank of Austria. I mean, this works for France as well, because they only have to engage with their, they're engaging with their entire army, only part of the Austrian. So the Austrians have the cav. They have the cav advantage. The Austrian now is transferring his troops across, and he's doing what I thought he should do, and he's going to flank hard of the French right here. Over on this side, France is in just an absolute shambles. Like, what is going on? This is just poorly set up. There's no like organized lines here. Just getting like absolutely destroyed. And yeah, here comes some cavalry. Light dragoons going in. And that's another routed line infantry there. And we have some of these Grenzers here. Some Slavonian, I don't know, these like Slovenian Grenadiers or something like that, I don't know. They're not Grenadiers, they're Grenzers, sorry. But they are routing a lot of French right now, and this is a huge unit, 249 men. I don't think it's quality though, I think it's just quantity. Oh, there is some Iranian infantry back here. Not quite sure how much, but there is some. Look at this, Prussia's already gunning for this down this road. The French are in just absolute disarray. Absolute disarray. And as you can see, oh no, there is more French infantry now appearing. We have more arriving here. We've got like the Legion of Reserve.
Our men are running, sir.
Some other line infantry here, all setting up. They're going to now duel with this left flank of the Austrians. More Poles here. If I was them, I'd be forming on this sort of right flank, protecting the flank. They need a breakthrough somewhere to the French. All sorts going on here. Need to be careful they don't just shoot their own men with some of these angles that they've got going on. Looking glorious though. Of course, then they just stop firing when I when I zoom in. Typical. What we got over here? Got Westphalians, Grenadiers. Get these Grenadiers into action, I'd say. One of the French armies is here is now going to defend this hill. It's just going to get in charge as well. This is not a good start by France, put it like that. Not a good start at all. Iranian cavalry here. Breaking. Not a good sign. Prussia is really flanking hard. Trying to get around this hill, I think. I mean, they could take advantage. I don't know how much of this infantry can form square, if any of it. They could just run it down with cavalry. As you can see, the HRE is going absolutely ham. It's destroying all of this, like, Iranian infantry. I mean, I don't think all is, like, it's very little. Russia here has just routed the French on this flank here with very little losses. I'm not even really, like, touched on what Russia's been doing because they've just, like, been destroying everything. I don't know what's in here exactly. There are some French in here, but not much. Don't know where those Carabiniers went. They are, in fact, routed. There they are. Some of the most elite cavalry in, like, the French roster, and they're gone. Well, they are in history. I don't think, though, if they are in the game, actually. There's some light infantry in here being routed by the HRE, or they're going to get routed, it looks like. France is just in disarray. I do not know what is going on. Like, I mean, this, for instance, like, this unit here is firing and it's definitely shooting its own men in the back. That's just not good. I mean, I think it's trying to fire up there, but surely it's also just shooting that one unit in front of it. I mean, the number of guns that the HRE can just throw at the French right now is just, like, devastating. Open fire, men! Fire when ready. There we go. I love when the officer gets out his, like, his pistol and just starts getting involved in the line battle. That's when you know you're in real close quarters. Again, the French being just assailed by, like, HRE cav. I mean, the Iranians are trying to stop that where possible, but the Iranians seem to don't have enough cav to cover everywhere, and they seem to have just brought all cav as well. They're still not able to stop all this cav. It's like, I mean, to be fair, there is like 3 armies worth of cav, like, getting involved. There's like Austria, there's Prussia, there's HRE. They're all throwing cav at the French in various places, and they just don't have enough. Another volley. There we go. Lovely. For the Emperor! Vive le Emperor! Prussia here getting very much involved. 1806. How is the French doing on this side? They seem to be doing okay. They're taking an advance here. Like, Austria is under threat. Over in the center here, I mean, hard to say. I mean, France looks like he's maybe making some sort of a comeback. Certainly dealing with the Austrians, the Prussians, sorry, on this side. Prussians getting rear charged by just Iranian cavalry that's, I mean, to be honest, it's just coming out of the woodwork at this point. I thought they had, like, none left, but they just seem to keep reappearing. And they're routing all of this, and then they're going to be able to turn these, what, 5, 6 units around, and they can start to help fight over here, because this is going all ham. Like, France is losing this hill slowly. And I mean, it doesn't help that their artillery is just firing back at their own allied troops. What is going on? And they're getting outgunned by 1806 Prussia, which is a worrying sign. And they've also got to deal with Guard Russia, which is just cleaning up this 1812 army over here. Guard Russia looking mighty fine as well. Glorious. As you can see, I mean, the hill's about to be taken. The guns are about to be lost here. Russian cavalry in here. We've got Russian hussars by the looks of it. Being attacked by the Iranians as well, but I mean, it's just not enough. Not enough. This Russian cav is just really, really elite. And even still, like, the Prussians are making their way up this hill very steadily. French already getting forced off. Over on this side, though, I mean, it's happy sailing for the French. They seem to be doing okay. I think they're going to win this, maybe win this side. I might be wrong. But they're able to flank around the Austrian position at the moment.
We have killed their general, sir. Now
a general has died, though. Whose general's died? I think that might be 1812's general dead. Yeah, I think it is. I think that's 1809, 1812's general has died. Don't think that's the end of the world, though, because I think they're mainly all dead. They do seem to have, like, oh no, this is Russia over here. Russia's still got stuff just lingering around here for some reason. What is this? France has re-rallied some troops, but I mean they're not going to be able to stop them. They've lost the general as well. Once you've broken once, you break pretty quickly the second time. Also, they're overlapping like this. What is going on? This is just disgusting to see. And over here you can see the French. Actually, their general is getting assassinated. Looks like Gerard here is being assassinated. Yep. By some tiny hussar unit. And there you go. I think that's him just dead now. Yeah, Gerard just dies here. So after it was like looking pretty good for this French army here, not so much anymore, and their light infantry here just getting taken out. Young Guard Voltigeurs. The Poles battling on though, they're going to form square. Stop this hussar unit. They just got to force this flank. What they got here? More of this light infantry grenadiers. Look at that firefight. That is nasty. That was brutal, was that one. That was the Poles all getting involved there. Austrians now flying into the back there with their hussar unit. Units trying to form square. Some routing though. A lot of them routing. You see they're now charging from the front of Austria. And they're going to help break these French units. Looks like not a good sign here. France is just getting routed off the field at the moment across all fronts. Don't know what they're doing. There's a fairly considerable French force here. But it's not going to survive. The HRE is just on a rampage, as is Russia. And as you can see here, the Austrians just routed this, like, left of center, I guess you could say, the center of this left-sided French army. Poles here, they're breaking. Loss of a general has been a real issue, it seems, for this army. They should just go for, I mean, they have a grenadier here, just go for their guns and go for the general. There you go, fierce melee taking place now, and it looks like the Austrians are going to win this. Austrians are going to win.
Our men are running for.
Look at this. This is one of the most decisive battles I think I've ever seen. Like, the French just stood no chance from day one. Like this tiny unit of like hussars here from Liechtenstein. Or well, it's not from Liechtenstein, the general's called Liechtenstein, I'm pretty sure. Or like is the officer of this unit. Is routing so many French units. So many. There's a unit still in here. What have the French still got in this forest? Nothing of interest. Just a lot of routing troops, it seems to me. Maybe it's this unit here. Still just in square. The Russians just... I don't think the Russians taking any losses, really. I just honestly don't believe it. France now engaging the HRE here with their... They got some light infantry skirmishing them. And Iran is being scared off. I mean, I might, if I was Iran, I'd just get over and try and save what's left of the French armies. Try and protect them. I mean, this left-sided one was looking so good. I was saying earlier this one might win. Then all of a sudden, one general death and then like a rear charge from tiny few hussar units changed the battle. The whole thing, like the whole like side's just routed. Literally every single unit here is gone. These are some health units, 137 men. I mean, I guess it's a reserve unit. Maybe it's not like got great morale. Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, it's rallying now. And, yeah, I don't know really what Iran's planning to do now. I mean, France here is just surrounded. It's doomed. Well, the hussars here for Russia getting involved. Personally, I don't think the French brought enough cavalry. I think just not enough cavalry was brought. I saw very little. I think they were relying on the Iranian cavalry to try and like take the day. And Iran's capital well and good, but I mean it's not gonna like Like, you need more than just that. Like, they need some cuirassiers. They have some carabineers, but they need, like, cuirassiers. Like, in so many of our battles, we see cuirassiers and dragoons and all sorts, and numerous amounts. Just in this battle, just nothing. Nothing to compete with the allied cavalry. And I think that's what's decided it. I mean, this is, like, what's left, really. It's, like, this small enclave here of Iranian stuff, and then we've got, like, this is, like, what's left of the French army. It's like, what, 7-8 units? And salts here. And then, I mean, there's just dotted units all over the place for the French, and that's about it. It's just a sad sight. This is one of the healthiest units alive. It's going to rout as well very soon. Look at its morale, you can see just in the top left. It's rallied now. That's a brutal volley there, though. Just been hounded. Hounded the entire battle, the French. Not being allowed to set up properly. They wanted to take too much time, and then they've, like, retreated when they probably didn't need to. Yeah, a lot of these units are getting routed by this Garuski here. Hussars. Ulan's now in here as well. Oh my gosh, that was nasty. That's friendly fire as well. Just saw one cavalryman just get blown off his horse. There you go. I mean, that's basically the battle already. That's like one of the quickest, like I said, one of the quickest, most devastating battles I've seen in a long, long time. What is it? Just a few isolated French units. Absolute rout. Poor unit just getting routed there. But yeah, I mean, certainly like Austria, HRE, factions I often see just get destroyed by the French. Just taking out their revenge. All those games where they've been slandered for being such a weak faction. They're taking the back. They're taking the day back. They're like, no, not this day. The Persians here are going to rout this, probably going to rout this Austrian unit. They're both very close, though. They could either one could go. Austria went in the end. But I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, look what's left from like the HRE and Austria. So much. Don't even know what they're shooting at. These big units. Sometimes these huge units, you know, I mean, if used correctly, they can do a devastating amount of damage. 233 men, 233 muskets. That can do something. I mean, I'd hope that every single man had a musket. Knowing the HRE, they probably wouldn't equip all their men with muskets. But yeah, I think that's basically the battle. I'm just going to fast forward now because, well, we're just kind of waiting on the end, like, the end screen, really. I mean, it's just this French unit here. They're just going to get gunned down. There's a sad sight. Yeah, they're gone.
Sir, and must rest a while.
What's left over here? There's a lot of interest from something. Oh, these French are returning. Not a clue why. I mean, I just run for the hills. Why do you want to come back? Save yourselves. Go back to your families. France is lost. This is just a
glorious victory, sir.
A bad sign.
Soon to be yours.
Glorious victory is soon to be the Austrians. Certainly. Certainly. There you go. They've routed. And then yeah, I think that's it. I can't see a single. There you go. A victory for the Allies. So we have this one, which is like one of the most devastating battles I've ever seen. This was sent in by Anzac, who is playing as Austria here. Yeah, that was just a brutal one. I don't know how, like, I think these players might be new or something like that because they just did not know what they're doing. I certainly know that Anzac and Fumbles are more experienced players. But yeah, those two were playing as the Austrians and the HRE. With Connor playing as Prussia. We have No Name here playing as Russia. And then we have Tommy B, Prince Duagram Germanicus. Oh, a mouthful of a name there, put it like that. Without a Trez. and Sword of Heaven playing as the French and the Iranians on here. I mean, look at them. Most of these armies are huge as well. 2,000 men, 2,900, nearly 3,000 men. Got 400 kills. It's just very, very sad to see. This is the 1812 army as well. So yeah, nearly 3,000 men and only 400 kills. Very sad to see. I'd say like maybe the Persians did quite well. Like 1,000 men with mainly all cavalry. 600 kills isn't bad. But yeah, they just got absolutely destroyed. We'll just quickly have a look at some of the unit stats. Like 200 kills for this Dutch line infantry. Not Dutch, German line infantry. More German line infantry with over 200 kills. Some pretty good kills here. So if you want to have a look, there you go. But yes, that is the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a very, very, not a quick one I'd say, but it was a very devastating one. Shows that why preparation and like teamwork is so key. And why you don't get yourself triple teamed like one of the French armies certainly did by Prussia, Austria, not Austria, HRE and Russia. But anyway guys, if you enjoyed, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show support. If you've got some epic Napoleon Total War 3 battles for me to check out, then send them to me like via the Discord. And until next time, Legionnaires, bye for now.